Welcome back everybody to another episode of Hearts of Iron 4. Now, if we look at our front line, we can see it's not going too well. We're very under strength. So is Mexico, but unfortunately the US absolutely isn't. The US has a speed on manpower. I mean, right now we have more manpower, but they field about 5 times as many units as us. And they still have 600,000, and they're probably not on their, they're only on extensive conscription, so they can boost this like 4 times to 20% if they go to all adult serf, which we're at. So a battle of attrition the US will win any time. The rest of the Axis powers is doing quite well. They're going to destroy a lot of enemies here over time with all of this. Unfortunately, Turkey hasn't joined the Axis, but that's okay. In the north, Norway doesn't stand a chance, but the problem is that they're suffering huge attrition because they've moved hundreds of units up here. It's absolutely insane why they would be here. Over here, Japan has done quite well, but it's not even trying to naval invade. We can look at the plans that are in place, and you see there are no plans here. There are some up here, there are some down here, but there are none here. So, okay, Indonesia will be belonging to Japan, which doesn't help us because unfortunately Japan also decided to go for closed economy. Trade. So we cannot we cannot import from them either. So yeah, all of that is very problematic for us. Now our only chance here is to build a defensive line and have the enemy smash into us, which is exactly what we will do. I was considering jumping Cuba and then Florida and try to push through here. This will probably end in absolute tragedy because we just don't have the amount of units we'd need for that. Another plan I'd have is we could try to take England. The AI doesn't do it because the AI sucks, but it's not that hard to take. The problem is I don't have the necessary units or the necessary material to spare units to send over there. So especially because some will get sunk while crossing the Pacific. So the Atlantic, I'm sorry. So we're in a decent position, as in I don't see the enemy winning anytime soon, but we're in a bad position in I don't see us winning anytime soon. And that's at least partially our fault. We should have either played one of the northern countries and started by taking Middle America, or we shouldn't have joined the Axis, which we did because I wanted to see the front of the Soviet Union, how it's being pushed, and that went well. But the fact that we did join this war too early destroyed our economy and caused the US to defend this border as well. Right now they've pulled back, but as soon as we start pushing even a little bit out, they will jump back in and start defending it again. So with all of that said, this is not a good place to be at. I'm gonna let it run a bit. What I think needs to happen is Germany needs to invade something. It needs to invade England or Canada or the US. And I don't see that happening soon. We also need to be careful. America retook this part. The problem with it being I can't cross this. So what I will do is I will use 1 or 2 units and I will just place them here and they'll have to hold it back. Like this. Should be okay. We can produce bad artillery. We're low on it. Shoot. Damn it. I'm still gonna do it. We have to do it anyway, and right now I'm pretty relaxed up here because the US isn't at our border, because the US pulled back as soon as we've lost this. Not as soon as we lost it, as soon as we moved a little bit away from their front line, they've moved back. So I'm pretty confident about that. If we do look at where we can build forts, actually, we could do it along the entire front line. If we could take this, I'd like to. But it's... No, stop attacking. I will make things easier. I don't know what... Okay, the US is moving back into place. I say we just play the waiting game. We try to get our people back up to strength. This thankfully keeps invading this point, which makes no sense. Okay, and we did research the best submarine there is, so let's use our naval experience, of which we have a lot. Actually, stealth is the most important. We'll get some more reliability and a better engine, something like this. And that's what we'll produce. Nope. We're actually not producing any, but we'll keep in mind that we could if we had any steel, but there just isn't any to be had. Sure, let's get better at entrenching. DS keeps doing this, which is nice of them, because it means we just get to destroy units of theirs. Because they land with 15 decent units and none of them will escape because they don't have a harbor. So as soon as I make any unit here flee, that unit gets destroyed. And now we've destroyed all 15 of them. So we've just destroyed 15 units for literally nothing. He's still going to be attacking. He's attacking into the mountains and I have mountaineers, so at the very least over here in the mountains, and I will actually build a defensive line here. Wait, let's think about where exactly we want this line to be. So, up. If we were to build a line here, it would just be 4 provinces. So let's look at those 4 provinces. It would be jungle, mountain, mountain, mountain. That's okay for me. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm saying if everything fails, we'll hold him at this point. If I were to go here, I'd actually have... If I did go here, I'd have the river as well. So I could go like this and I'd only have one that doesn't have a river. But it shouldn't matter. I'm not even sure why I'm building anti-air. Let's do this. Again, we're losing out on everything because we have a completely torpedoed production. That's the main reason here. We're not producing anything. They are supplied, so this is a problem. We have supplied enemies here. We will probably have to pull down our tanks to face them. But this is not a good place. Yeah. The problem is the very moment I move back the tanks, he's gonna start pushing, because the tanks are what's keeping the enemy at bay right now. I keep losing units. I'm not sure why I'm losing units here, but I am. He's moved in quite a few troops here. He can attack. That's a suicidal attack he's doing there. Well, far below on all the researches, which I guess is to be expected. All of you. I know you're just cavalry, but right now I need something to hold this enemy attack until my units from the north are relieved by the forts, and then I can pull some down. But right now this is suicidal. I should take that. And you take that. Just to shorten the front line a bit. Actually, now that if we do take this, I think I want to build my line right here. It's a slightly bigger line, but it's more to the front, and we get to keep those two provinces. Let's do it like that. How's Europe doing? Okay, he's still not breaking through here. And he's still destroying all his units for no reason up here. He's not even advancing. It's all open and he's just standing there taking attrition of 10%. Here we can just wait. The enemy doesn't seem to want to push out and he's running out of supplies now. So we just wait and have him die. Same here. Ah. So yeah, we're just waiting. He's also attritioning. It's not just that he's out of supply and can't do anything. He's also getting attrition and just dying. And as soon as organization reaches 0, we attack with what little we have here, and it's enough to destroy him. The US must have absolutely outrageous losses by now, just from all the senseless... Yeah, 2.3 million, just from all the senseless naval invasions. So our front line basically completely calmed down, which is awesome. Let's try if we can take that. Again, just attack him, destroy him. So, and we've destroyed another... Let's see how much we killed. 200,000 men. Just like that. It's the US way. Yeah, this is This is bogged down. Oh. And I mean, Mexico can't attack me. The problem is as soon as I push out the tiniest bit, DS is getting back in. And that's the problem. How's our construction doing over here? Okay. We do have this basically done. I'm just gonna let them finish it. It doesn't matter. Let's do it like that. And just build a whole lot of forts up here so the enemy has it even harder pushing through. And yeah. We are getting back on our feet with artillery. We're still very bad on infantry equipment and everything else. Just because of the iron. You can see how little we can produce. Up from here on out, our production is basically halted by the iron deficiencies. Okay, I'm gonna take the tanks and I'm gonna move them down here. I'm pretty sure we can hold the north without the tanks. And I'm starting to feel uncomfortable with all this. I mean, the enemy barely has anything here. But he has some things, and that scares me. I mean, as you can see, the US completely pulled back. It always does that. As soon as you leave their border, they pull back. So all I have here is Mexico, and as you can see, Mexico is completely dead, and it barely has any production because I have their production. They have one military factory, so they're not going to come back on their feet. And they also don't have manpower. So, actually, they are on all added surf like me. So they're completely spent on manpower, and they don't have guns. So Mexico's out of the question, basically. So the one thing I have to be scared of is the fall of Rome, for example. What the hell, man? How are you losing? Yeah, Italy's going to surrender. That's remarkable. It is remarkable skill to be so bad that you lose a war that you've already won. Like, all of these should be dead. Germany has way more than enough troops to do that. And why is it scraping the barrel if it has 15 million manpower? It's torpedoing its production and training time, even though it has more manpower than it could ever use. And at the same time here it's not pushing because it's out of supply. The AI is screwing up on every single front. That is remarkable. How's Japan doing? What are you doing? That's scary. Who's using the atomic bomb? I'm assuming DS. Yeah. So that's a problem right there. Because I didn't go for the atomic bomb because I was kind of figuring we'd solved this problem before. That becomes a problem. Here again, completely senseless. It's funny, it doesn't tell us here how many units it is, but we can see here that it's 2. Okay, so we can turtle forever because of the atomic bomb. Okay, we've cleaned out this. There, okay. We've regained artillery, but we're still low in infantry equipment. So what I will do is, because both of them take huge amounts of that, I'm going to change one of the artilleries back. I know it's not good with the production loss, but we need to produce whatever we need, right? So let's go like this, actually. And just hope for the best. We actually can get more of this. We technically could get more of this if our allies were to take back the trade. The problem with that is that that Japan probably has a navy way stronger than it would need, but it doesn't use it. Oh no, it has one ship. That's, again, absolutely remarkable. You probably have a bigger... Yeah, you have 13. So he still has 100. He still has 200. So we've completely lost the naval race. And this here, it's infuriating me. It really is. How can Italy be invaded? It's beyond me. Like in a case like this. How, Okay, so waiting for Europe to solve our problems definitely isn't helping. The problem is right now we cannot advance. With this thing, I cannot build a front line against the US. So as much as it pains me to say, I think we've reached the end of this Let's Play. Like, I would have to do things very differently if I wanted to get the US. I mean, the first thing I would have had to do would have been I would have had to take Mexico before being at war with the US. So the moment the war with the US starts, you need to get in there and you need to take the resources. Because it's got so much. And for example, if you take just these 136 iron here, as an example, you're set. That's enough to supply you. That's enough for 4 lines of guns and artillery and whatnot. And those are exactly the 4 lines I'm not having right now. So the fact that we couldn't reach that basically means that's where we lost the fight. It's rather interesting that he's still attacking into my forts, even though he's completely dead. That's so confusing. Let's push out 1 line. Let's see. How about we try to get... okay, we already are trying to get atom bombs of our own. This one I think is the cast one. So how about we take some cast training, some better tanks. Not that it matters, we're not producing any anymore because we don't have iron anymore. And that is the US. Okay. So we've officially reached the point again where the US feels like it needs to help. Which is fair. I mean, to me it's very weird that Mexico even is still fighting. At this point you feel like they should have surrendered. I mean, Mexico goes till like here. So we've taken 3/4 of their country and they have no reason to keep the fight going, you know what I mean? Yeah, Rome's fallen again. Italy's about to surrender now. And with Italy surrendering, this entire frontier will become problematic. I mean, maybe it will cause Germany to stop wasting all of its units. I mean, look at this, 300, and that's not even all of them. There's like 100 or so more here, so there's 400 units in Finland. This is very infuriating. If you're on the way stronger side and they're literally just throwing away millions of people because they're all starving up here. You can see they have like 22% attrition every single unit. So you have 400 units with 22% attrition. That's basically an attrition of 100 units. 100%, if you know what I mean, like 400 units, 25%-ish. That's just absolutely insane. And they're just doing it. And Italy is just being overrun for no reason. I mean, I could try to send over some units, I guess. I don't see why I would have to with all European powers being here, but apparently I'm the only one who does something, right? So maybe I should. But even then, we've lost complete control of the seas with all our allies simply not having a single one. I mean, not having any iron, so I can't produce any ships. So I think we will have to restart this. Oh, the airbase we built some 100 years ago. Now we still have absolute control over the skies here. For no reason that I could think of, but... he actually got a naval base. No, wait, he didn't. He did. But he doesn't matter. But he will be there before me. We'll have to take this back. I don't care too much because I don't think we can win this. Because I actually think that Europe is going to fall now for literally no reason. Because this didn't have to be. And if anyone were to react, I mean, look at this. Italy itself is using 3 units to take back Italy. That's so idiotic. That is so idiotic. Italy itself probably has hundreds of units up here. And they're not even advancing, you know. It's not that it's because they're so useful. They're not even doing anything. They're just standing there. We see all these plans here, but none of them are... Only one of them has a go on it, and I can't see how many units are on it, but all the others are literally just standing there. So yeah, okay, so he's attacking on me now, which is okay. Please try to take that. That would make a very nice front line, actually. I would really like this front line, and then I'd start reinforcing it. Every little bit helps. Nice. It would be better if we could move these in here, because then I'd have to do... You know what? Do that. I want to get in here. But here I'd also have the big river. So that might even be the smarter move. How did I get pushed out this quickly? That makes no sense. I probably should build my front line along the big river. Yeah, actually, let's do that. So if I were to follow the river, I think it's the Colorado River if I don't... Okay, but then it's a really long... It's probably easier to hold a smaller border, even without the river. How about all of you start pushing a bit? Okay, none of them feel like pushing. I will make a cut here. To be entirely honest, I'm not entirely sure if I will make a new episode after this. I'm really frustrated right now at everything that's happening here and here because it's so useless. It's so random. It's exactly how you know how to run, right? It's stupidity of the eye, par excellence. And this is what people keep complaining about, and this game has been out for more than a year now, and this still hasn't been fixed. And if you look at this, how has this not been fixed yet? And how can everyone nowadays yell, oh, the AI has improved so much, when you see 400 units in Finland and none of them are advancing? It's mind-boggling. And simultaneously, how can you see 400 units in Finland not advancing, whereas Italy is being taken with the dumbest invasion I've ever seen, and it's still succeeding, while some stragglers manage to hold Bulgaria and against basically the entire world. Because if you look at the factions map mode, all of this is Axis now. It's insane. So that, I know it's just me, but I'm getting frustrated right now, and I don't think hearing a let's play of someone who's frustrated is particularly fun. So I'm not promising another episode. I might continue on this, but I'm not gonna promise it. I might also just restart the very same thing and try to do better, but I'm not promising on keep playing on like this. I hope you've enjoyed this anyway, and maybe I'll see you in the next episode or in the next Let's Play. Have a good one. Bye bye.